That's a fascinating request. The history of ancient Egypt spans an immense period, traditionally marked by a series of major eras of stability, kingdoms, interspersed with periods of relative instability and fragmentation, intermediate periods, leading up to the final conquest by the Romans. Here is a complete timeline of ancient Egyptian history, covering over 5,000 years, organized by its major periods. And key events, note that dates are approximate and can vary slightly among scholars. Assess Ancient Egypt, timeline, a 5,000-year overview. 1. Pre-dynastic period, c. 5000–3100 BCE. This period covers the development of cultures along the Nile, establishing the foundational elements of Egyptian civilization. Key 5000 BCE. Organized agriculture begins in the Nile Valley, leading to sedentary communities. In 4000–3200 BCE, Nakada cultures. Regional cultures flourish, e.g. Badarian, Nakada I–II–III, showing increasing social complexity, advanced pottery, metalworking, and early burial practices. c. 3200 BCE, early hieroglyphic writing develops. c. 3150 BCE, the probable creation of the Narmer palette, a key artifact symbolizing the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt. 2. Early dynastic period, c. 3100–686 BCE, dynasties 1–2. This era marks the political unification of Egypt under a single ruler and the establishment of the pharaonic system. 3100 BCE. Unification of Egypt. King Narmer, or Menes, often considered the same figure, unites Upper and Lower Egypt, establishing the first dynasty. Capital. Memphis is established as the political and administrative capital. Development. Early forms of royal tombs, mastabas, are built. The divine nature of kingship is cemented. 3. Old Kingdom, c. 2686–181 BCE, dynasties 3–6, known as the Age of the Pyramids. This period is characterized by centralized power, economic prosperity, and spectacular architectural achievements. In c. 2670 BCE, King Djoser and his chief architect, Imhotep, construct the Mestep Pyramid at Saqqara, the world's first large stone building. Key 2560–2500 BCE. The construction of the Great Pyramids of Giza for pharaohs Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, and the Great Sphinx, c. 2350 BCE. The pyramid texts, the oldest known religious writings, are inscribed inside the pyramids of the 5th and 6th dynasties. Decline. The power of the pharaoh gradually weakens as local administrators, nomarchs, gain influence. c. 4. First Intermediate Period, c. 2181–2055 BCE. Dynasties 7–10. A period of decentralization and civil strife. Central authority collapsed, leading to rival dynasties ruling simultaneously from different cities, notably Heracleopolis in the north and Thebes in the south. And a key feature: political turmoil, economic hardship, and a decline in centralized building projects. Local arts and literature flourish as a reaction to the chaos. 5. Middle Kingdom, c. 2055–1650 BCE, dynasties 11–13. A time of reunification, stability, territorial expansion, especially into Nubia, and great artistic and literary output. 2055 BCE. Mentuhotep of Thebes reunifies Egypt, beginning the Middle Kingdom. Under a capital, Thebes rises in prominence, and later a new royal residence is founded at Ichtawi. Literature. The flourishing of classical Egyptian literature, e.g. the Tale of Sinhu. Expansion. Forts are built in Nubia to control trade and mineral resources. Narayum, 6. Second Intermediate Period, c. 1650–1550 BCE. Dynasties 14–17. Another period of fragmentation marked by the arrival and rule of foreign invaders. The Hyksos. A group of people from Western Asia, the Hyksos, gained control of the Nile Delta, ruling from their capital at Avaris. Theban resistance. A native Egyptian dynasty, the 17th, continues to rule from Thebes, initiating a war of liberation. 7. New Kingdom, c.d. 1550–1070 BCE, dynasties 18–20, the height of Egyptian imperial power, wealth, and military expansion. A period of famous pharaohs and massive monuments. c. 1550 BCE. Ahmose expels the Hyksos and reunifies Egypt, ushering in the New Kingdom, the Age of Empire. Egypt expands its empire into the Levant, Syria, Palestine, and deeper into Nubia. Famous rulers. Hatshepsut, c. 1479–1458 BCE, powerful female pharaoh focused on trade and massive building projects. Thutmose III, the Napoleon of Egypt, great military conqueror. Ukhenaten, c. 1353–1336 BCE, the heretic king who introduced a brief period of monotheistic worship of the sun disk. Aten moved the capital to Amarna. Tutankhamun, c. 1332–1323 BCE, restored the traditional polytheistic religion. Andrai Ramesses II the Great, c. 1279–1213 BCE, massive builder of temples like Abu Simbel, fought the Battle of Kadesh against the Hittites, which led to the world's first recorded peace treaty. Burial site. Pharaohs are now buried in the Valley of the Kings. 8. Third Intermediate Period, c. 1070–1664 BCE. Dynasties 21–25. A return to political division, with different dynasties ruling simultaneously from Tanis in the Delta and Thebes, where the high priests of Amun held significant power. Foreign rule. Dynasties of Libyan, 22nd and 23rd, and later. Nubian Kushite, 25th origin rule parts or all of Egypt. The Nubian pharaohs briefly reunited the country. The Vakhigu Canine, late period, c. 664–332 BCE. Dynasties 26–31 H. This period sees a brief revival of Egyptian independence, followed by successive conquests by powerful foreign empires. Site Renaissance, Dynasty 26. Native Egyptian rulers re-establish control from Sais, fostering a final period of cultural and artistic flourishing. Persian conquests, dynasties 27 and 31. Egypt falls under the rule of the Achaemenid Persian Empire. 10. Greco-Roman period, ZC 332 BCE, 642 CE, the final centuries of ancient Egypt characterized by foreign Greek and Roman rule. 92 BCE, Alexander the Great conquers Egypt. The Macedonian general, Ptolemy, takes control after Alexander's death. Ptolemaic dynasty, 305–30 BCE. A Greek Macedonian dynasty rules from the new capital, Alexandria. By CE, Rome conquers Egypt, turning it into a Roman province. 42 CE. The Arab conquest of Egypt brings the final end to the Greco-Roman period and the traditional culture of ancient Egypt. Would you like to explore a specific period in more detail, such as the famous New Kingdom pharaohs or the construction of the pyramids?